Hi, my name is Virgine, and this is Yarn and Glass, episode 11. And that is Charlie
I
behind
am
the camera.
right here.
He is right there. And it's been a while since episode 10. We've had a lot going on besides moving here to St. Louis from Minnesota. Our granddaughter was born, and she's been in Children's Hospital for the last 2.5 weeks and is still there. So it's been a bit stressful, and we haven't been thinking about podcasting. But I have been working because I don't sleep much. When I get stressed, I'm up at all hours, and so there are a lot of mosaics. There's some knitting, and there's a lot of knitting in progress that I won't show
We
you.
ought to tell them that things are really
Things are going well. They're progressing well. So
she's
it's
gonna be,
good. She's gonna be fine.
She's gonna be fine.
She's
so
gonna be fine.
Don't worry. Okay.
But yeah, so anyway, we wanted to get a podcast out there because I have so much to talk about and show. I'm gonna show a finished object in Yarn and Glass is about knitting and fiber related things, and also mosaics that I do. So those two different hobbies. That Charlie helps definitely a lot with the mosaics, and we're gonna go into the garage a little bit and show what he's what he's got in his world. And go in the studio, and the studio is totally done. But so the first thing I want to show is a little video of a project that I started a while back, and then I'm going to show you the finished object. So I'm going to insert that video here. See this sign here? That's for Charlie, because what I'm making in here is a surprise for him, sort of. This is a cool box that stores works in progress, knitting projects, bags for the living room, right? But I am making a mosaic on top because it was a cool thing. It has a lid opens, but it had a little board on top. We bought it in a junk shop. So I put a Wheatie board in it, and I am making a 5 o'clock somewhere mosaic. So that'll be the clock with the hands, and then there's a 5 on it, just in case you didn't get it. And that's because one of his favorite mosaics, that I made, big one, called It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere, was sold, Terry. And though we can visit it because we know who owns it, it was one of Charlie's favorites. So I'm sort of recreating it for the living room, and that's why he cannot enter the studio until it's done.
Okay.
And now you saw that in progress. Here it is finished, and this is called It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere. I'm going to turn it around so you can see. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and I explained it in the video a bit about why I made a second one of these. But this was a junk shop find, this box, and decided that it would be my knitting box in the living room. So it has works in progress.
Stuff in there.
And
look at that.
That's even not all of them.
No,
but that's works in progress. So I can just pull out bags as I want to work on them. So first of all, we're going to, I got 2 new bags.
Okay, let's
So
look at those.
One was a contest that I won from the podcaster Leslie from Not Quite Enough Yarn. And it's a wonderful podcast. But anyway, I won a drawing from one of her Ravelry contest drawings, and it included this bag and 3 skeins of yarn. How cute are those?
Yeah.
3 cakes.
Those are really pretty colors.
They're pretty.
Yeah.
And stitch markers.
Stitch markers.
How fun is that?
Oh, I'm gonna
I
go up
haven't
here.
even used them yet because I was wanting to show them.
Sure.
And she included chocolate
Chocolate.
that I didn't know about.
Did
this
I get any of that
chocolate.
chocolate? I don't think you,
It's gone.
oh my God, it's
I
gone.
think you actually did.
I think I
You've
did
just
some.
forgotten.
I forgot.
But anyway, a nice thing to win a prize now and then, a contest. So that was really fun. And the second bag was from a knitting group that I belong to in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And this was a surprise. They all
I'm
wrote
gonna
their
go down here
names
so
on
you
it.
see it.
And they're called the Nomadic Knitters in Bemidji. And they made a bag. One of them made a bag for me. And it was so sweet to send this as a surprise when we first got here. And that was a very welcome surprise. And I've been using it. And inside that bag
Okay, I'm gonna look down
are
here again.
two finished pairs of socks.
Okay.
And this one is from Knit Spin Farm, the yarn is. And it was called, the yarn was called Iris, You Were Here. Iris, You Were Here. So that's a fun pair of socks. And the other pair you don't even know about are your birthday socks.
What?
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 Birthday socks for you.
I have birthday socks?
When's your birthday?
I
July.
don't know. I am
July, but that's okay.
51 years old.
Okay. I'll give you that if I can be 51.
Okay, we got it.
Anyway, yeah.
Those are
Birthday's
I
in
like that.
July,
That's-
and it is
yeah,
September,
Let me get
but
it close. Let me look real close.
you can't wear these in July anyway.
No. I
Yeah, this
can't.
is opal yarn,
Yeah.
and it's self-stripes in brown, beige, and green. I was watching a podcast, and she was as I was knitting these, I was watching a podcast, and she was knitting the same pair of socks from the same yarn.
God, that is amazing. That's
amazing.
That is amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So there's that, and I've been knitting a lot of things, but there are some new little baby hats. I just wanted to show this one because it's so cute. We had it on her in the hospital the other day. It has a little pom-pom. It has a cool top. It kind of looks a little squarish when it's off, but then it pops
It
up.
rounds out when you
Rounds out when you put a head in it.
put a head in it. Yeah, there you go.
And it's little, but she's little. So it's
she's
pretty
real
cute
little.
on her.
She's real little.
And I've just been experimenting with flowers, little crocheted flowers.
Okay.
This one's a little big, so I need to either undo this or I don't know. It just seems too big. And this one has a little top knot on it.
Let
And
me see
I
here.
would fold the brim up, I think, on this one,
Why don't you put up to the top so I can see that?
like that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's-
Yeah, so
There you
it's
go.
kind of cute. So I've just been experimenting a little more with hats, and the other thing that I did this while we've been moving in or afterwards, I tried sun dyeing yarn to put a yarn into a glass container and jar and put it out in the sun with dye in it. And anyway, I'm going to insert the video. There's a few little snippets of videos from different days. I did leave it out there quite a few days. And yeah, so I'm going to insert that here. I am attempting to try sun dyeing yarn. We have sun and I have yarn. So yeah, I was doing it in a crock pot in Minnesota, but I got rid of that crock pot and I haven't initiated an old crock pot for dyeing. So I thought I'd try this method. So I'm soaked the yarn and I'm putting it in a big glass jar. And I'm going to add some dye. It's kind of a blue-green that I hope goes with the fiber that I'm spinning. Let's see. I may need some more dye. Push that down a little. It's a pretty color. I'm going to add more water. So we'll see. Let's see what happens. The dye's going down a little bit. can't see because of my shadow. Yeah, I'll see what happens. The color has really gone down into the yarn. Yeah, I'm just gonna add some more water and put the lid on and see what happens. Yesterday, I sun-dyed a bunch of yarn, but it's way too green. And I put blue in it, but it's way too green. So, today, I'm going to add some blue. Why not? Let's see what happens. This is turquoise blue. Let's see what it does to it. There's blue going down. We'll see. I may push it down a little bit, but we'll see what the sun does to that today. Let's go look at the dye. Let's go see how it is.
You're gonna open the door?
Yeah.
That's good.
Let's go see what
Bad
it's
to try to
doing.
go through the door without opening it. Yeah. Ooh, man, that's something. That's bright. That's really bright.
Ooh.
Ooh, what is
Well,
it?
I like the blue coming in.
I did too, but what do you think it's gonna look like when it's done?
It's sun dyeing.
Sundown, I'm not gonna sing again. That's not good.
You better take care.
You don't have any hair. That's not good. This really won't make it to the. It might.
No, it
Look
won't.
at the flower over here.
Won't
Why
be
are
in
you
the
doing
sun.
that? Well, you showing people. You look at the flowers.
I know,
They're
flowers
pretty.
pop up. We don't know what they are, but they're pretty.
They're pretty.
There's flowers in the front yard too.
Yeah. This place has got trees. It's got a lot of trees. Look over here, the neighbor's yard. I think this is one of
Flowers.
the neighborhoods that
Well, I've got the yarn, I think, done. Well, it is done. It's as done as it's gonna be. So there's some, this is about the third rinse. And the water's pretty clear now. That's some green and blue.
Okay.
And then this one has some very deep
more
blue.
blues, right?
Yeah, deep blue and still some green, which I like. So
Okay.
that becomes kind of a gradient. Then we have this one that has some light green in it, lime green,
Yeah.
a little blue,
Look, yeah.
a little green. So that's the third one. And the fourth one I really like. It's very
Really
pale.
pale. So
Yeah,
what do you
it's
do
got,
next
look at
with
the
it?
blue in that.
Oh, look at that.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
The blue and the light
Oh,
green.
man.
This will be so pretty when it dries.
So then what do you do next? What's the
Well,
step?
the next step is to dry it on the drying rack. Well,
Okay.
there's still green in that water. I may rinse it one more time.
Rinse it one more time.
Yeah, but
Okay.
then dry it, then I have to reskein it because it's a mess. And then
It looks like
it's yarn.
It's done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, cool.
Sun
Right.
dyeing.
All right.
Done.
Done.
Right.
I'm looking over here.
There
Yeah,
it is.
Here we go.
And
Let's see
magic of
Oh
time
my
warp. This is
God.
the yarn that came out of that. So
That's neat.
I really love it, actually.
Turn it sideways again. So
I was really
you go.
surprised
We
how
got
much I
close.
love it.
It's,
It goes from like a turquoise
Uh-huh.
and it gradually goes into a dark.
Oh, I'm going the wrong way.
So it's a nice little gradient.
Uh-huh.
It's really nice. And there's 3 cakes in a ball
Why is that
This-
ball on top?
because it's been bad. That particular
You become a
skein,
ball if you're bad?
yeah, was a pain.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it was really hard to wind. It did not want to. It did not want to cake up.
Was it
for
a
sure.
whiner?
It was a whiner, yeah. And I'd say maybe a fourth of it is in the garbage because it was so bad. It was so tangled, and I had tied these skeins in a lot of places to make them not tangle. And I was reskeining them, and then first I reskeined them, and then I tried to cake them, and that one just didn't want to do
The
it.
cake didn't work.
So
No.
it became partial ball, but that's okay. Because there's plenty of yarn here. I mean, I
yeah.
could put this in a sweater. I could definitely make a shawl. It's got nylon in it, so it could be socks,
socks,
but
yeah, that's good.
it's a lot for socks, so I
Uh-huh.
think it's going to be something bigger. But I'm going to do it again. That was
Okay.
fun. There's a lot of sun in St. Louis.
Just a lot of
There's more sun in Texas, but there's a lot of sun in St.
I
Louis.
thought you said fun.
Sun.
Fun.
Sun-
There's fun too in St.
Sun
Louis.
dying. There is
And
fun in St.
restaurants, too,
Louis.
by the way.
We
Okay.
do like restaurants here.
Okay.
So that's the end of the yarn part of the podcast, and we're going to go into the studio and look at mosaics.
Okay.
So we're in the studio, and it's totally done. I love this studio so much. And so the knitting, the sewing area is over here.
Okay.
We've got stuff on the walls now. But this guy is
We're gonna go
new.
up.
Giraffe is new. We found this wonderful frame in Walker, Minnesota, that was hand made. And what's this called?
Burnt probably. I don't know.
It was
It's got
it
some
was
kind
burnt.
of, and it's
It's such a cool frame, and I was trying to figure out
Yeah.
what to put in that wonderful striped frame, and I thought, well, a zebra maybe, but then I didn't want to do black and white in it, and then I thought giraffe. And he's not done. He
Yeah.
still needs, there's a part he's not done.
there.
Oh, up there. He's
Yeah.
he's gonna have some more orange. This coarse glass is called frit. Coarse frit, and it's used in fusible glass. People use it. It's just little coarse pieces of stained glass. But the problem to do it before grouting is the grout just gets into it, and either it starts falling out when you try to pick it out, or it just is
Yeah.
it becomes part of it. So I decided to not do the
Yeah.
rest of that and wait until I finished grouting. But I have grouted the background of
yeah, you
that.
see on the background.
So,
I really
yeah.
like this piece.
I really like him.
It's just striking.
He's really
with
fun.
the-
So next time he'll be
Yeah.
totally done and grouted. The giraffe part isn't grouted
Yeah.
yet, but he'll be done. And so if we walk
We're gonna
around
spin
here,
around slowly.
we find Defiance. We're calling this cat Defiance because he's not grouted yet
Now,
either.
let's talk about this a little bit.
I
You know,
I do
one
not
of
like
us-
this cat.
One of us likes his cat a lot and did come up with the name Defiance. And the other person's kind of like, oh, let's just throw this in the whatever.
Incinerator.
Get rid of it instead of try to.
He's so
Incinerator,
angry.
yeah.
This cat is not a happy cat.
I've met angry cats before.
We have owned
We've
an
had
angry
one.
cat. We've owned an angry cat.
We had,
But it's fine, and
Look at the eyes
the
of
whiskers
Defiance.
were black at first, and I did
Whoa.
pick the black out and put Millefiorea's whiskers. I still don't like him. I don't like his eyes. I don't like him.
I love it.
But anyway, he's gonna get
Defiance.
grouted, and he'll be finished someday,
Yeah.
and he'll
I'm
be
gonna spin around and it's
he'll be so cheap.
work in progress.
Cheap
and
price
There's
for
all
Defiance.
kinds. Let me show over here all the stuff and
There's
sewing stuff and
and
mirrors
there's
and
yeah,
and the
there's
sunlight
all
and
everything's been labeled now
everything's
nicely.
labeled.
And you come over here, and
I'm
it's
gonna
all
keep spinning around.
we're
and
spinning, and this
here's
all the
Virgin
yarn tubs have been labeled.
It's just.
It's great.
Was there a clinical word for that?
Labeling, wanting to label things,
Wanting to label
wanting things in
Here,
order.
sock yarn,
I don't think that's uncommon.
bibs. This is not uncommon. Doodads. I like doodads.
Doodads.
Doodads. I could sing a song. Okay, around here, down, and there's a potential lazy Susan sitting over here. And okay, so where do you want
And
me to
then
go now?
the
Over
drawers
here.
of glass are all labeled.
Would this be color sorted
Oh my
too?
God, yeah, they're alphabetical.
Oh,
And, oh God, I love these shelves. You have no idea how much I love these shelves.
and over here.
yeah,
Show me your bulletin board. if you-
Pretty darn cool.
This is
That's some old work. It's mostly old things that are gone.
mostly gone.
There's a few
Yeah.
that we still own, but not,
Yeah, we
not
sold-
many.
You sold a.
There's a lot that are
One of these.
gone.
Okay,
It's my
so-
storage of Wheatie board. I have a lot of Wheatie board right now.
Do they know what Wheatie board is?
Wheatie board is a very lightweight cement board
From
Germany.
Germany.
And a lot of mosaic artists use it, and it's real lightweight. Cuts with an X-Acto knife, so very easy to cut and put into frames.
I just noticed something.
Yeah,
look at those beautiful frames down
Yeah, I
there.
wonder who made those.
Who made those?
Yeah, I don't know.
Good God, look
Somebody
at
in
that
this
cutout.
room,
Okay,
not
let me
me.
go back with her
That would be
again.
not me. Okay, then we have a new rooster. This is rooster
Rooster.
number 5,
Roosters,
and
you
he's
know,
totally done.
roosters sell well too.
It was tricky to find red grout. I had to go on eBay, so because I wanted his head to have red grout. So this is
Yeah.
3 colors of grout, which is
Okay.
insane.
It
but it
insane.
is.
That's cool.
And this
Look at
guy.
that. Why don't you hold it up? Because that's really
Okay,
cool.
wait, let me put down stamp. This guy, there
Yeah.
was a call for artists in
Okay.
in O'Fallon, Missouri, for black and white. It was going to be a black and white exhibit, and I applied to it and said I was going to, do a black and white mosaic, and they said, look, put it in
You know,
for
that is-
put it in for discussion, and so I made this black and white black iris. And I called and said, could I have a little pink in the moon? Because I usually do
let's
something,
go up
a
real
little
close.
kind of strip. And they said, nope, no pink. But I really like the way it turned out with
Yeah,
the gray.
it's one of your better works. think.
I
It
really,
is.
really like him. And
striking.
so he spent a month in that gallery. And he was well received,
Well,
which was nice.
Tell them rest news about that gallery.
What about that gallery?
In July, what's happening next year?
Oh,
Do you wanna
that's
talk
not
about
in
that?
that gallery.
Yeah, it's in there.
Oh, yes, they have
we
invited
got to
me.
get our stories straight
Gosh,
here.
you're right. You're
Okay,
right.
well, I'm right
They
this
have
time.
invited me. It's called the Lillian
Yeah, you
Gallery
got it. Yeah.
in O'Fallon, and it's part of the St. Charles Art Association, I think.
Yeah.
They have invited me to do a whole month and do the whole
Just-
gallery.
You're
have
the whole gallery. You are the gallery.
I am in July. That's exciting.
That's really
No
exciting.
wonder
First time
I've
that's
been
happened.
working. That's
Okay.
why I've been working. This guy
And-
needs grouting. This
And
is
what could that be?
Hedwig.
What's a
I
headwig?
have Hedwig is from Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
I have done Harry. I've done Harry twice.
And sold at times, right?
Sold one of them.
One of
One
them,
of
yeah.
them I think is in Texas. The other one's in Texas.
Okay.
But this is Hedwig. Yeah, he's
I like
he was
the-
fun to do.
I like the
actually.
blue back there. The blue's really
I
striking.
do like, I like the contrast of him. So he'll be
good.
done soon.
I'm gonna
And-
go look at the bull swings as we go around.
Oh, and I grouted Goodbye Yellow Bug.
Goodbye, yellow bug.
Goodbye
Right
Yellow
here.
Bug has been grouted. So he's done and on the wall, and he got to join the VW
Yeah,
bus.
that's good.
So that's done. I
Okay.
also grouted the love stamp.
That looks a lot
A
better.
lot better. I
Yeah.
grouted it three colors.
Three colors.
I grouted the background kind of a muted, I don't know, beige color. Then I did a purple in here, and then the love kind of disappeared with the purple. So that again, I've used that red grout and just went around
Yeah,
the
it makes it
love
stand out.
and the US 8 cent, and it stood out. Then the words stood out
Tell
better.
them why the different colored grouting is so important.
It makes things stand out.
Yeah,
It makes
it's
things
about
go away
contrast.
or stand out or contrast. Well,
Yeah.
it's
It's real-
Again, this is called coarse frit. I looked it up because
Coarse
I was
frit.
calling it crystal. It is crystals. But again, the grout got in it, and it was kind of a mess. And I should have grouted it before I put the crystal on.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of redo a lot of the crystals. But see, there's one that fell off. But that's all right. I can always add
Yeah,
more.
that's cool.
But I like the way I
what you-
finally like it. I did not like it at first because I felt like the love wasn't standing out.
Yeah.
And then my work in progress
Okay, I'm gonna come over here.
is, I'm really liking this, called
Okay.
Kitty in the Window.
Kitty in the window.
Kitty in the Window, yes. And he's Black Cat is done. And then I'm just working on the background, which will be this crazy mosaic type stained glass
Yeah, like a stained
window,
glass
like a stained glass window
And,
he's sitting in.
Those things are colors, right? You got white, pea.
Yeah, this
Maybe.
is so
Yeah.
see those drawers over there? This
What
is my
drawers over here?
these
Yeah.
are my possibilities over here.
Okay, I'm gonna
I
come back
pulled
over
out
here.
all the possibilities of glass that I wanted to use in the window.
Yeah.
I wanted them all to blend together and to not take away from the Black Cat,
Exactly. Yeah,
but to be muted and be the same color platform kind of, so greens and purples and blues. And so I've kind of decided now, I've drawn out different geometric
Patterns or something?
patterns
Yeah,
on
yeah,
there,
sure.
and I pretty much decided on the colors that I've got around the frame there. So he'll be done next time we podcast.
Yeah, he's.
I'm
he
pretty
kinda
excited about him.
Yeah, he stands out. I think it's.
I
I think
really,
it's gonna be a real nice one.
I like his eye.
Yeah, his eyes are good. Yeah, I'm going down to the eyes.
I like his eye. I
Look
like
at
his
the
whiskers.
detail. Look at the detail on that.
Yeah, the black is all little tiny
Little
pieces.
pieces,
I
okay.
call them feathers. So I cut glass from sheets into little tiny feathers and then tumble it.
I'm gonna come back to you. I haven't seen you for a
I
while.
have, hello.
Here you are.
I have probably 3, 5, 10, 15 drawers of just feathers.
Feathers.
Just in different colors. So that's Mosaics.
That's Mosaics?
Yeah,
You
we're
have
going to
done-
do a little bit in the garage and then we're going to sign off.
You have done well.
Yeah. And he's working on his own place to work. We bought a bunch of stuff this morning so he can put up shelves and pegboards and have stuff. And then this is a one-car garage, so it's a little tricky. And storage of all of that. Oh my. But he is going to have his own place to work. Yay! Because he's bored. Yay!
Yay. Oh,
Yay! He's getting a shop.
It's gonna be a good shop.
It's good.
It's gonna be a place to work.
Here we are in the garage. This is a one-car garage because this is a mid-century modern house that was built in
56.
1956. So it's a one-car garage. So it was small. It's small. It still is small.
still
Was
is
small
small.
and still is small. But we took out what? Well, you explain what we did.
Yeah, okay, there was a lot, well, we took out a lot of stuff and we kind of rebuilt some of the storage. So this is storage right here. You know, it's not all sorted out yet because we still have work to do.
And those were really bad shelves
Those were
before.
bad
So
shelves.
you
Now
put new shelves
New
in.
shelves in.
I think that's what you were painting in the previous
Yeah, I think I was, yes. we did
previous
that.
video.
In here, and this also is a work in progress, I've just hung up some of my tools. I've got a chop saw, which is what I use when I make frames, and router, I use a router and that kind of thing. And here's a Lazy Susan that I'm staining.
I get to have a Lazy Susan
You get
to
to have a
work
Lazy
on.
Susan, it's a
Gray
gray,
one.
and I think it's gonna turn out okay. I'm
I
not
like
totally sure yet about that.
That's gonna look kind of cool with a black and white mosaic, maybe.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we need to do, we had some storage we put in here, and this is
And
kind
this
of,
thing way up
yeah.
there, you were hitting your head on it before.
Yeah, this is
So
cut
we
up
had
to make it-
somebody
yeah.
tear it out and move it up.
Moved it up so it didn't.
So that you didn't hit your head anymore. We've got the bikes on the walls.
Yep.
So that's cool, yeah.
We still got a lot of
And then
boxes.
we've still got a lot of tubs.
We got a lot of
Those-
tubs.
Some empty, but lots full.
And
We
then
have
there's
a
stuff
garage
that you
sale.
use for staining and putting on the lines that hold the paintings, the mosaics up and that kind of thing. And I'll have some
Wires,
ideas
yeah.
of possibilities over here.
You've got your own bulletin board.
Yeah, I got my own bulletin board.
Hey, who's that girl up there?
Well, I know you're gonna ask that question. This is something that most people would be able to define. This is I was actually in the Army about 100 years ago and got to go to Vietnam.
Who's that girl up there?
This is from Vietnam. It's just a thing I picked up and I always thought it was kind of cool. And that is a P-38.
Oh, yeah, I
And
know what that is.
nobody that watches this thing will know what a P-38
I know what
is.
it is.
You do, but nobody else will. If anybody knows what
They
a
know.
P-38 is, and I use this all the time, if anybody knows what a P-38 is,
I'm
we
glad
will
it's
send them a
handy.
prize. We'll send the first person, we're gonna send a
We've
prize.
tried that before.
No, it worked. We had a person who got it. So if anybody knows what a P-38 is, we'll send you something. Just one person though.
I'm sure everyone will know.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, that's the garage.
That's it.
That's it.
I got a
So,
place.
sign off.
Sign off.
Sign off.
Sign off.
Goodbye, and
Goodbye.
thanks for watching. And
We'll be back.
yeah, we'll be back. And yeah, enjoy your day. Enjoy the rest. Enjoy the fall.
Enjoy the fall.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Stainless steel grill.
Built
when your Swift is on the pod, you have to make do with what you have. And yes, of course, there have been gnomes. If you go across here, oh, there's some more. And if you go down here, oh my, 2 more. And if you come across here, ooh, nice turtle, Judy. You come across here, go blues.